Good morning, everybody. My name is Josh, and honestly, I'm here because I want to be, but this is kind of just a trial run anyway. But since I got all this set up, I figured I'd tell a real story to as a trial run and because I want to get it off my chest anyway. All right, so those who know me, those who talk to me, those who are close know that a little over 6 months ago, I was in the hospital and um, I could have died. Now, it's not a euphemism. It's not an exaggeration, or it could be. I mean, it could be an exaggeration, but some doctors have told me if I hadn't gotten to the hospital sooner, it could have been worse. Why I was in there, how long I was there, what caused it, all of that is a different time for a different day. It's a different story. That's not what I'm here for. Uh, but while I was there, it was an interesting situation. One of the craziest nights. I'll never forget it. And this is all my perspective. It could have been different. It could have happened different. A lot of the stuff that happened in that first week or two, still kind of fuzzy. I only remember some. So just bear with me. So I was in a hospital bed. I was asleep. And I love my wife to death. Um, every night that I was in the hospital, she would go home, feed my kids dinner, put them all to bed, tell my son Jason, hey, I have to go back to the hospital to lay with your dad, make sure the kids stay asleep and get some sleep. And every night she would come back to the hospital. Well, this night we were there, we were in bed, and it was the middle of the night, so I think. Um, I couldn't see well. I was having issues with my vision. It was pretty bad. She had my phone for most of the night because I could barely see. Um, I was having nightmares that night, and to start growing up and my whole life, you know, the only thing I can think of is a man's job in a household is to protect and provide for his family. Well, at this point, while I'm in the hospital, I couldn't. I had issues moving. I couldn't stand unassisted. I could barely see. Part of my body wasn't working correctly. Um, and so one night I wake up and I'm in a hospital bed. My wife is in a little hospital chair that reclines that she turned into a bed. She had a blanket and a pillow. And I woke her up and I said, babe, I think somebody's coming. I think somebody's coming through the door. Look for me. And then she took a quick glance and she said, nobody's there. Nobody's coming. Go back to sleep. And she lay back down, went back to sleep. And I tried, but I really thought somebody was coming. Now, granted, I still couldn't see, so I couldn't tell. And I woke her up again and I said, baby, you didn't look good. Look again. And she looked out the door. She said, babe, I promise, nobody's coming. Nobody's there. It's just a bad dream. Try to go back to sleep. And she lay with me. She held my hand until I think I fell back to sleep. Granted, I don't remember. And that story is stuck in my head because a lot of the times, our whole life, or at least my whole life, I wanted to find somebody that I can trust. And like I said before, my whole job was to protect and to provide for my family. But I know that at my worst, at a time where I couldn't, I had somebody that was willing to and did it for me without being asked. And I love her to death. Um, and that only solidified how I felt about her and us, if that makes any sense. But yeah, treat this like AA. Like I said, my name is Josh. Thank you for listening and thank you for letting me share. No, but I kind of just wanted to get that off my chest. Whether or not I use this, tell this again, say this again, um, it's all irrelevant. But um, ultimately, outside of that story, um, I've always wanted to do a lot of things. Like I said, I was in a hospital, and I figured out from that sounds crazy, but death is real. You know, I'm not saying I didn't think it was before. I'm just saying that um, it's almost like when you're a kid, you feel invincible. You know, well, I didn't feel invincible, but I felt like I was almost certain. You couldn't convince me that I didn't have more time. And that situation, it made it to where I felt like I didn't. Or it could be drastically taken. It can be taken from me without notice, without expectation. Um, and I've always had things I wanted to do, um, like this podcast, um, play video games online. There's a lot of things, just a lot of things that I've always wanted to do that eventually I'm going to do them and see if I like them, because I feel like if life can be taken from me without expectation at any time, then I might as well do what makes me happy in the time that I have. And it sounds crazy that it got to this point, that I made it all the way to 35 before I figured this out. But um, I don't want to say that what happened to me was a good thing, because it wasn't. Mentally and physically, it was tough. It's tough to deal with. It still is. I'm still dealing with a lot of it to this day. But it gave me some clarity, and I think it will lead me to doing things that I want to do, and it'll help me at least find a career path that I can actually be happy with. Not saying I wasn't happy before, but happiness is in the eye. It's in the eye of the beholder. Everybody has their own sense of happiness. Everybody has their own feeling inside that they know that they can do to make them happy. And I think that by life stopping me and putting me in a room and telling me where I was going wasn't where I needed to go, and that I needed to find a new way. Whether or not that's what it was saying, that's how I took it. And so now I'm here trying to find a new way. And this is just one aspect of trying to find it. And plus, I have this thing about outside perspective. I allow my opinion of, and it's always a hypothetical opinion, it's never happened yet, what I've imagined other people's responses to my actions can either has in the past made me do or not do certain things based off of what I think other people did or didn't want me to do. Sounds crazy, but um, I talked to a lot of people, especially all this happened. I watched a lot of videos and stuff, and um, I'm trying to make it to where I do things for me and care less about what other people want or need to see, or I care less about other people's desires and just do what I feel is best, do what makes me happy. And I think, or at least for me, I've searched a long time for this sense of clarity, and it took a crazy situation to point it out for me. But like I said, this is just a test. This was just so that I can put the audio and a video on a different platform, on a different device. I'm gonna take this recording, put it on the phone, watch it, send it to other people to watch it, see how it looks, see how it sounds, see if I need to do anything to this audio or this recording to make it look better, sound better, and find more topics, because I do enjoy this. I got a camera fear, but I do enjoy this. I enjoy more topics. I intend to talk about a lot of different things. And yeah, we'll see how this goes. We'll see how this plans out. But if you're watching, thank you for watching. If you're listening, thank you for listening. And to my mother, rest in peace. Um, Everything I do to make you proud, and I know you watching and listening. Thank you.